Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy K-Man Raps, and today we're reacting to a little track by an incredible artist. His name is K-Man Raps. He dropped this new track called Majestic Worship. We're gonna be breaking it down. So, no, I'm kidding. But this does play a part in the video a little bit, slightly. So without further ado, roll that. What's out of the handle where I be? It's my favorite. Too much sauce, I be dunking on my haters. Made it out the mud, out the swamp with the gators. Gotta give the people a little something they can savor. I cranked up the bass, point them up to the savior. I knock it out the park when I step up to the plate. Got a calling on my life, I ain't playing it safe. Private reserve in the fit, yeah, you know I got it made. Bringing 850 to the 808. Oh my gosh, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy K-Man Raps, bringing it back with another fresh reaction. Although technically not a reaction, but on my music, I dropped this track called Majestic Worship, and my boy Josh, I think it was Josh. Let me double check. I want to make sure I say the right name here. Yeah. So Josh, my buddy Josh, dropped a comment on here. So we're going to read it, and I'm going to respond to it, essentially. Which, this is an important reason why I tell you guys at the end of every video to comment down below any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything you want me to react to, that sort of stuff. I read all my comments. I don't get very many comments, so I read all of them. If I get a comment, I read it 100%. So if you comment down below, I can potentially respond to it or react to it in a way. So yeah, and that's what we're doing today. So on this video, we'll just start from the very beginning. He said, completely unrelated, but we the people need answers. Maybe respond here or make a video with some cool inside information. And I commented on it, and I said, I will definitely make a video going into detail on this. I appreciate you, because I liked what he started talking about. So we're just gonna go first question. He says, what is your personal favorite song / rap that you have written? Can you at least give us a top 5 and then explain why those are your favorite? He said, some of mine are Lifeless, Poseidon, Hydroplane, Massive, Half of It, and Hurt Me. So basically he likes my entire discography. No, but man, personal favorite song / rap you have written. Can you at least give us a top 5 and then explain why those are your favorites? So top 5, let's see. Well, first off, this music video here, Majestic, that's actually one of my favorite all-time songs that I've ever written flat out. I've never performed it, and I really want to, because it's just this beautiful worship track. And the actual writing that went into it, I couldn't even tell you how I wrote it. I just knew going into it that I really wanted to make a worship track. So many Christian artists that I know have worship tracks. In particular, Christian rappers. You know, No Big Deal has songs like Close and Outside. And, Lecrae has I'll Find You. And Not Clyde has Afresh. And stuff like that. And I really felt like I had the cool, hype Christian rap tracks, to get the crowd going. And I have the deep introspective stuff like Lifeless and Hurt Me. But I was like, I don't really have a track that's just like all of my tracks. I try to talk a little bit about God and, give a little bit of praise up to my glorious creator. But I had never made a track that was solely for the purpose of just worshiping God. And that's what this track was. And I think Spiritual Lemonade just did a reaction video to my whole project, Rookie 99. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But in that video, I think he even said that Majestic Worship is, one of the best written songs that I've ever made. And I fully agree. I think it is one of the best written songs ever that I've ever made. So as far as my top 5, I can't really put them in any order, but I'm going to say Majestic has to be up there. Hurt Me, I definitely have to have Hurt Me up there because of it tells my testimony, and it is the deepest and most introspective song I've ever made. So Majestic and Hurt Me. As far as songs for performing, I gotta put Massive up there. So Majestic, Hurt Me, and Massive. Massive goes stupid at shows. People love that song, getting the whole crowd just, going nuts. One day I'm gonna be massive. I'm gonna take off like NASA. Like, that hook is just objectively gas. And I say that as humbly as I can. I am well aware that hook is straight flames. So Majestic, Hurt Me, Massive. I think my beat switch on Hydroplane is one of the best beat switches ever made as far as Christian hip hop goes. And so I gotta have Hydroplane up there. So Massive, Hydroplane, Majestic, Hurt Me. And if I want to throw another song up there, I gotta put Cyanide. Cyanide was my first ever big feature track that I had, where I actually got somebody to feature on a track. Cyanide legend at the time. Sadly, he has stepped away from music for the time being. We'll see if he comes back. I know the Lord is really working through him, and he's trying to figure out his purpose in life right now. But that track with him goes absolutely stupid. My bars on that, I feel like my bars are some of the most underrated bars ever on that track. And it's kind of like how NF says, you either got it or you don't got it, and you don't got it. Some people, they hear those bars and they go, oh, I get it. I see what kind of time you on. My boy Z, that's his favorite track. He understands, like, he gets it. And sometimes I feel like some people, those bars just go right over their head. So if you haven't heard Cyanide, go listen to Cyanide and really think about the bars, because they're really cool. I really like them. So yeah, Majestic Worship, Hurt Me, Massive, Hydroplane, and then Cyanide. Those are probably my favorite songs right now. I have more music on the way that I think is really good as well. I think overall, Rookie 99, my most recent EP, I think that is some of my best production and mixing and mastering and writing that I've done to date. Obviously, it hasn't been out long enough for us to know if that's the best stuff yet. And I haven't gotten a chance to perform any of it. I really want to perform Majestic. But, only time will tell. Next question. He says, do you listen to your own music ever? And if so, how often? Or just write it, record it, and then shelf it? So, obviously, during the recording process, I listen to it nonstop. I will never probably listen to my music casually. So, I probably would never just drive down the road and listen to it. But once I've fully recorded a track, I will probably listen to it probably 50 times before I actually put it up for release, because I like to make sure that my stuff is up to quality. And so I just listen to it nonstop throughout that time period to, listen for any mistakes or things I could make better. I listen to my music a lot when I'm sharing it to people. So, if I have a friend over, I'll be like, bro, I made this crazy song. You gotta check this out. And I'll be like, it's called Cyanide. Check this out. And I'll play it for them. So if I'm specifically sharing it with a friend of mine who really likes Christian rap and understands it, then I'll listen to my own music. But if we're at a function and someone passes me the aux, I am not about to turn on my own music. I am mad self-conscious like that. I never want to be the guy that's just I don't ever want to be that awkward dude that's like, yo, check out my SoundCloud, dude, I'm a rapper for real. I want people to actually take what I do seriously, and I don't want to come across as just that corny guy that's always like, listen to my music, bro, listen to it. And so, even at work the other day, I was wearing my chain, I'm not wearing it right now, but my chain that says K-Man on it, it's got a big K-Man logo, and my coworker, Amy, looked over and she was like, oh, you're actually K-Man. And I was like, oh, every day. And she was like, I thought that was just like a nickname people called you here. And I was like, no, no, no. I was like, I'm actually K-Man. I make music under that name. And she was like, you make music? And I was like, yeah, I make rap music. She's like, no way. And I was like, yeah, I dropped my third album last year. It's on all streaming platforms. And they're like, what? You rap? And I'm like, yeah. And then they hear it and they're like, oh, shoot, this is like actually gas, bro. And I'm like, see what I mean? And I feel like that goes a lot longer with people than if I was to walk up and be like, yo, dude, my name's K-Man Raps. Will you check out my song, bro? This is crazy. Because then whenever you're that guy, immediately people are going to be like, oh, this guy's a rapper? Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, dude, I don't want to hear your corny rap. But if they stumble across it themselves, then I feel like they're more likely to take it serious. I even had a coworker at my Publix. I didn't even tell her I was a rapper or show her my stuff. She just pulled up one day at work and was like, yo, your stuff popped up on Spotify. It's actually gas. I listened to it. I heard Letterman's with Z and that's fire. And I was like, yo, this is what I've been telling y'all guys. Like, obviously I haven't been telling them, but it's like, this is what I'm trying to get across to you people, is that I actually got it like that a little bit. I say this all as humbly as I can. I hope this is such an awkward video for me to make. I feel weird just rambling about myself to the microphone. But anyways, let's move on to the third question. You did say, or do I just write it, record it, and shelf it? To sort of round out that question, there is some of my music I don't listen to at all. Like, I have songs that I've made years and years ago. My first album ever, I do not listen to that project ever. And I don't even share it with people because I think it's objectively not good anymore. For the time, it was good, but everything that I have made since then has been 10 times better. So that stuff is stuff that I would say I have shelved, and I'm like, no, that's not good music. Don't listen to it. Anyways, question 3. Are you ever gonna do a diss track again? Because Baconator Beatdown brought all the smoke. I'd love at least a remake of that now that you have better equipment and more controlled flow, because the lyrics are sick. Okay. Well, first off, that would be an example of a track that I've shelved. I think Baconator Beatdown is arguably trash. Oh, what a deep cut, dude. The people don't know about the Baconator Beatdown. So, let me give you guys a little backstory. When I first started making rap, it was meant to be just a fun, goofy little side thing that I did. I was never going to take it seriously. My first ever track I made was literally about 321 Penguins, the TV show. And then I made a track about being homeschooled. And then I made a track about Chick-fil-A. Everybody at Chick-fil-A loved my track. And so I kind of took on this persona of like, oh, what if I become like the Chick-fil-A rapper, and I like make songs about Chick-fil-A stuff, and then like I could do like diss tracks against all of the other fast food joints. You know, that'd be so funny. And so I made the Mac Attack song, which was a diss track against McDonald's, and then I made the Baconator Beatdown. And I was going to make, years ago, I had this concept. A friend of mine used to work for KFC, and so I was going to get him to help me make a track called the 11 Wraps and Spices and like diss KFC. So that's such a funny deep cut. I have made disses in my songs recently. I would say I've never made a full-on like actual diss track that I've put out into the world, like for the world to hear. But like in my song off of Discount Rapper, I have a slight diss towards Lecrae, Cardi B, and Kendrick Lamar in one of my tracks. And I've thrown like shots towards people in songs, but I've never made a full-on diss track. Maybe it could be fun to do like something like that on the channel, maybe not something like official out to the public, because I don't really have any beef or hate against anybody, but maybe some more like goofy stuff like that where it's like the Baconator beat down. I still can't believe you brought that up. That's wild. So maybe some stuff like that could be fun. I'll have to look into it. Maybe do some like some of that stuff, kind of like if you've ever seen like the battle rap animations that they do with like American cheese versus all of the like fancy cheeses and stuff. So it could be something like that. Could be fun. I don't know that I would ever put an actual diss track out into the world publicly, because I just don't really have any beef with anybody like that. But I've definitely thrown shots at people in my songs before, if that answers your question. And then last but not least, when are we getting another concert? I was out of town for the last one. So, ironically, I was supposed to do a concert earlier this year alongside the Messengers and Surge and another artist named Case. And we had I was fully ready to promote it. We had a date, a venue, we had everything set up actually. And unfortunately for us, the music side of that actually got pulled. It was we weren't the main event. It was going to be like an outreach that a church was doing, and they were going to have us as live music at this event, and it fell through, which is very sad, but things happen, I understand, so there's no hard feelings there, but I definitely want to do more live shows. Unfortunately, I bought a new car 2 months ago, and the day after I bought it, it got flooded. I've talked a lot about it on my Instagram and Facebook, and I've talked about it here some. We're in the works of getting that all situated and getting a new car. Obviously, I can't go and do shows anywhere until I have a new car, but I've been in talks with doing a live show with my buddy Surge. We've talked about venues we could book. We have artist friends in the area. The only 2 concerts I've done were my first ever K-Man live at the Boardwalk, and then I did a Christmas with the K live show with my buddy JustQuez. We didn't have a huge turnout just because the planning behind that show did not go as well as it should have gone. But that being said, I mean, that's my whole mission in life, is to be massive and play for the masses and point people to Christ. So I 100% want to do more live shows. I'm trying to network as much as I can. It's really hard to network when you don't have a car, but I'm trying to reach out to as many churches as I can. So everybody watching, if you have a youth group somewhere that would let me perform, reach out, tell them about my music, show them. You can even connect them with me. I have promotional stuff I can send them to sort of let them know what I do, because that's the mission. That's what I want to do. It's ministry over industry, and I'm here to minister and to perform for churches and youth groups and events, anything really. So I want to do more concerts. Hopefully once I get a car, me and Surge and maybe Quez and some other people can set up a local Christian hip-hop thing, and who knows, maybe we'll make our own version of Smokefest right here in the Handle. It would be super sick. I would be honored to have you guys come and get turned. I could perform Majestic for the first time and have a whole little worship moment. It would be super sick. So yeah, that's all I really got for this video. I hope I answered your questions in the way that you want. And yeah, if you guys got any more questions or anything, leave them underneath this video and I will try to get to them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are not subscribed, hit subscribe. We're at 360 something subscribers. We're trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. So, hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of the journey. Go follow me at Instagram at K_man_raps to stay up to date with all of my music drops. Go get some merch at the links in the description over at the K-Man Private Reserve. And yeah, hit the like button, save it to your liked videos, You know what we doing. It's your boy K-Man Raps, reminding each and every single one of you that this time it is in fact 100% for real. Peace.
This time it's for real.